What's going on, everyone? This is the Nerd Informer. Today, we're going to be talking about Roswell. Finally, an alien podcast that we've been managing to get at.
I told you it was going to happen.
Took you long enough, but I'll leave it at that.
Trust us.
That Roswell documentary was pretty fucking awesome and makes you annoyed at the same time watching it. Because there's just certain things I'm like, why would they do that? Just pissed me off. Like, if they found all that stuff, is there not like one person that just like, you know what, I'm gonna hide some of this just in case the government tries to fuck us?
You would think so.
And
why can't I get this thing to work?
What are you trying to get to work?
The display on Twitch.
Oh, I thought you were ready.
Well, I was ready.
Man, you know what? I'll just take a water break for that one.
Bastard.
Maybe I'll help my yawning today.
I think that like an. There we go. There it is.
Hopefully you see when some people follow. Because every time we miss it. Every time.
See, it doesn't tell me. So stupid.
It'll say it in the comment thread.
You would think, as it doesn't say it.
It does. You just miss it.
No, nothing ever pops up there. On the right-hand side?
Yeah.
It said chats on video?
Yeah, go ahead and just type in like, hey, what's up, everyone? And then a chat will start. You know what I mean? Probably below it.
I don't know. I'm missing all kinds of things.
But apparently we're not ready.
oh, you wanted to go live? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure.
It's all right.
There's a lot of things not working right now.
I could see that. But
yeah, I guess we're gonna have to scratch this Twitch thing because I don't know.
What do you mean?
It's just not doing what it always does.
As in, it's not showing the screen?
It shows the screen, but that's all it does. It just keeps rewinding like the first 10 seconds, and then that's it.
Maybe go to my channel on Twitch, and then it should pull up your live stream. It'll kind of show you.
There we go.
I mean, you ask a geek, you're gonna get the right answer on something like that, but it's okay.
There we go. All right, are you ready now?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna keep this one going.
We're just
gonna roll with that one.
Just gonna roll with it and act like we know what we're doing, and clearly we don't.
Oh yeah.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been ready the whole time.
Oh man. Well, at least I have it on video that shows different. But we're gonna go to.
I'll delete.
We're gonna be talking about Roswell.
I'll delete that. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll edit it out.
Just like that picture you posted. Biggie. What a great photo. Yeah,
but you were in your element, bro. You looked at home. You were in peace.
Trust me, I felt like I was at peace. So I was pretty happy with that bite. It was a really shitty sandwich. I actually gotta say that Firehouse sub was probably the best thing I ate there. No, Potbelly. Potbelly was the best sandwich I had there.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Everywhere else we went was the worst food I've ever eaten. But service made it the worst.
Yes.
I'll never forget that Uno's Grand Central Station. So trust me, I won't forget that one. That was horrible.
I like this Comic-Con shirt, bro.
I actually really like that Comic-Con shirt.
Punisher?
Yeah, that one's fucking dope. When I was at what was that?
What'd you say?
Oh, I said when I was at Universal yesterday, I wore my Comic-Con shirt. I had a guy in line ask me about it. We were talking about it. He's like, dude, that is the coolest fucking shirt. I'm like, I know, trust me. He's like, "Is that the Comic-Con that just happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, in Washington D.C." He's like, "You were there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I went there over the weekend," and explained it to him. But I had like 3 other people say, "Awesome fucking shirt." Huh. So they do make some good shirts.
I found a company that actually where they got the shirts too. They're actually really good quality.
I actually really like them. Very comfy. We might have to go that route.
What are we doing today? We're talking t-shirts. I think we're just gonna talk t-shirts today.
It's well,
we're gonna tease alien shows every week and just never do one.
them.
Just
We all know
every
whose
week,
fault
and
this
just
would be.
and just. I couldn't get the
Or
Twitch
it'd
to
be
work.
more
What
like
do you-
this.
I couldn't get the Twitch to work.
It's all right. It's all right. When you're like, I'm ready, I'm like, all right, he's ready. You
I
know,
was
he's
ready.
got things
I
prepared.
was mentally ready to go, and
It's
then
all right.
things happened.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but today
blame technology, bro.
Mhm.
You
I
know
was
I'm
gonna
not.
say stupid people, but I'm just joking. Oh
You
man.
know what? I'm just gonna start out by saying yawn, and then
I'm gonna fight them demons today with some water. All right.
I have actually I wanted to try something today, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now.
Before we get on topic, guys, you're gonna have a fucking tally chart probably.
No. I just want to test. I want to use you as a lab rat.
All right now.
See, my theory is that I'm trying to figure out to what extent will you yawn. So I want to see if the word yawn will just make you yawn.
Just hold it up randomly throughout the whole thing to see
I'm
if I
just gonna
actually
I'm just gonna randomly hold it up and see if it
Wait.
actually works.
I
Oh, I saw one coming. I
it
saw one
almost
coming.
came, bro.
It
Almost.
I had to find out a way to put a tally thing up. So
My eyes are watering now because I had to fight that one the whole time. Just do that.
Scientific. It's for science, bro.
No, it's not.
Yes, it worked.
It's because I said yawn.
I knew it would work.
No, I don't want to go down that trail today. Not gonna happen.
What trail?
What you son of a bitch.
All right. We're doing something. We're doing something today, aren't we?
Today's topic is Roswell.
Roswell.
And the incidents behind it and the people. I mean, they're covering it up. A couple things. I definitely want to talk about more I think later this week, do some more alien stuff. But Roswell has always been something everyone's been attracted to.
This is going to be a 2-parter because I got enough to where we can make it a 2-parter.
That's all right with me. And then we can add on to that. All the reptilians that are hiding. Oh, I don't want to get into that conspiracy yet, but we will. I gotta say though, from the beginning of that, when that happened, the only that pisses me off, there's like 2 things in Roswell that pisses me off. Well, they have like an actual picture of it, like of the like material, you would say, of whatever the sheriff holding it,
the debris.
So if that stuff bends and breaks but goes back together, why is the UFO ship destroyed? Like, is it like the storm or electricity that took it? Like, let's just say lightning bolt. Is that the only thing that could tear that thing apart? And if so, how solid is it? You know what I mean?
Well, there's 2 different crash sites.
Yeah.
There was the crash site where there was just debris, and then some. I don't remember exactly how far away it was, but there's another site where the craft actually landed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
as in landed or crash landed?
Crash landed, where they actually found the ship and they actually found the.
I think I've seen like fake photos of that
bodies or whatever. So the whole story is pretty crazy, though. Like, obviously, Roswell is where the whole alien conspiracy thing kind of starts. So in July of 47, there was maybe it was July 1st. I think there was a nasty thunderstorm, and Bill Brazel was a rancher at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he, well, Mac Brazel was the father, was the guy that owned the ranch, and he was out. There was a thunderstorm, and then on the next day, they saw a bunch of noise. They saw a bunch of lights and stuff that night. The next day, they go out to investigate, and Mac finds the debris field.
Yeah, it's pretty big debris field. They said
so. He didn't know what it was. There was no ship per se. It was just debris. So it is about 60 miles away from Roswell, actually, the Roswell base or whatever. So they did a new thing, and there's a show on it where they can now go, and they interviewed all these people about Roswell, all the people and the families of the people who were involved, and they can now determine lie detection through video and voices. And I don't know how the whole thing works, but they can determine whether or not you're lying by
facial expressions too.
Yeah. They use like your nostril flare, your pupils dilating, your chin quivering, or whatever, 100 different metrics that they use to determine if you're lying. So Bill Brazel is the son of Mac Brazel, and there is a bunch of interviews that he did that they recorded in I think the 70s, like the late 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
About what he saw or what he was told. I don't know if he actually saw anything, but all of the interviews that he did, they tore apart. They ran it through and it's all, the lie detector test is all based on AI. Somehow they use AI to determine, whether or not somebody's lying. So his story is basically he finds the debris field. The metal is like almost, I don't know if he describes it as like tinfoil, but it weighs nothing. It weighs nothing. It's indestructible to the point to where, like, if you hit it with a sledgehammer, like it'll just go back to its normal shape. Which is weird to me, because that's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
How does it crash and tear apart like that if that material is so tough?
Yeah.
Right. So all of the interviews and stuff that he did, they determined were true. He was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is Bill Brazel, the son of Mac Brazel. Mac Brazel never had any video recordings that I know of. So they don't know if he was telling the truth. So you got to remember, some of these accounts are secondhand accounts to where
they were told from a story.
Right. So just because it shows that it's true doesn't necessarily, it just means that they were told that story. Doesn't mean that story is actually true. It just means that they were told that story, and that's what they believed happened. So, and there's hundreds of hours of testimony that these people go through.
That's cool. They went that route to see if people were telling the truth or a lie.
Yeah,
I actually like that. I mean, they're probably going to do that in the future more often than not.
Yeah, and it's all done on AI somehow. So it's interesting. They don't really get into the details of it, but it's all based on facial expressions and just 100 different things that they.
And I bet you they're pretty fucking accurate.
Probably. I mean,
you know what I mean? Because they're between sentences of them regularly talking in the interview and then actually asking the question, if there's a difference, you know what I mean?
And they have a way to tell just by audio.
Yeah.
Like there's some audio that they ran that they used, and they found out that the people were telling the truth. So it's interesting how they do it. So the sheriff at the time is George Wilcox, which is a Bronze Star World War II vet, top notch guy by all accounts.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to remember, at the time, New Mexico was the only nuclear Roswell in New Mexico was the only nuclear base that we had. So it was, everything around it was top secret. Everything around it was very well guarded. Everything around it was locked down. Like you don't, at the time. That was New Mexico was the only state that had any kind of, and we had the nuclear strike force team there.
Yeah.
So everything was utmost. So you would think like if there was anything in the area flying around that night, they're probably monitoring everything.
Oh yeah.
Right. But there's no mention that I've ever found of them seeing anything on like radar or whatever.
Didn't it take them, like the government, a couple days to even get out there?
Well, the sheriff actually called him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And he called him like I want to say it was 2 days after the actual crash, because it took a day for the rancher to go to the sheriff.
Yep.
So the sheriff actually calls the Air Force base, and they come out and take a look at it. And a guy by the name of Frank Kaufman was a commander at the Air Force base. He said that his account of the material that they found was unidentifiable.
Yeah.
Means it was nothing that they had, nothing that they knew of, nothing that they've ever seen before.
Didn't the guy bring it to the local bar and show everyone too?
Yeah,
To see
yeah,
reactions and to see
yeah.
what it was.
He was taking it around to see if people knew what it was or whatever.
It's fucking hilarious.
The whole story is pretty crazy because if you think about it, it's 1947, so they don't have the technology that we have now. But the way that they locked everything down, and the Air Force comes out, locks everything down about 6 days later after they found another crash site. So once they find a crash site of the actual ship, which was found by a father, an uncle, and a child while they were hunting or something, and they find the ship site, and they call the sheriff. This is a couple of days after, and the sheriff obviously then calls the military again and says, "Hey, we have a ship." So, well, actually, before he does that, he gets one. He's trying to figure out if there's actually a crash site. So there's a firefighter that he is good friends with, and he sends him out because he's some miles away. So he sends him out to actually look at the debris and let him know if it's real. Basically.
Oh yeah.
So by the time he gets out there, the military calls him and says, "Shut it down." Nobody goes out there. No one sees nothing.
Yeah.
So they basically just kill it. So the military shows up, locks everything down, closes all the roads in and out, closes everything, and then they just pack everything up and they leave. So the kid at the time was 5 years old, and I think the father's name was Gerald Anderson. Yeah, he was. He was a kid. Gerald Anderson was a kid, and he claims that there was 4 bodies that were next to the craft.
Yeah,
2 of them that were obviously dead, one of them that was very seriously hurt, and one that didn't appear to be hurt at all, but he was like laying on the ground or whatever. So they put him in the lie detector, and they agree. It shows that it's true. There was 4 bodies.
Yeah,
that they showed 4 bodies, and he's 5 at the time. So later, the interview comes much later in life, probably I think in the 78. I think they did an interview with him, and they showed and it showed to be true. And they used all these tapes. It's weird that they can get that definition off of these old tapes, because you look at them and they look like, man,
they're old.
Yeah, they're
man.
bad. Yeah, they're just not good tapes.
No.
It's fucking insane, man.
You would think that, like, dude, my thought process, I mean, just if I was growing up like that, dude, there's something I would have had to have taken. You know what I mean? If it's no one's ever heard of it before in history.
Yes.
I would have had to done something like that.
I would have taken.
They also said they interviewed the sheriff's wife when he finally told her about it. Because they said that it was like in the newspaper. He's like, well, I guess they're saying it. So just letting you know, that's when he was at the military base.
Yeah.
One of the police officers said that.
Yeah. So Gerald Anderson is the kid, I think, at the time that actually found all this stuff, and all of his interviews were proven to be true, which is pretty weird because, and of course, they're interviewing other UFO investigators that have been looking into Roswell forever too.
Yeah.
So they're all stoked. They're all using all these positive lie detector tests as absolute fact.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how accurate they are. I don't know if it's real accurate or not, but they're doing a whole lot of assumption off of these lie detector tests, which is a whole new thing. So it might be very accurate. Who knows? But it goes to show if they are true and they are accurate, man, our government fucking they hit everything, boy. Like
Oh
they
yeah, dude.
nothing. And the most messed up part about it was that the guy that did the press releases for the military,
Yeah.
the base commander told him, put out a press release. We found a flying saucer,
Yeah.
and so he does that. He types it all up, shows it to him. He says, "Yeah, go." And like the minute that he leaves, two men in black, basically, like at the time, I think they were Secret Service.
Yeah.
And they were after him to try to stop him. Because obviously they don't want this out.
No. Oh, they wanted to say it was a weather balloon.
Yeah, well, and I think eventually it did get out. He released it to the radio.
Yeah.
People that were in town, there was like 2 radio stations and 2 newspapers in town.
Yep.
And he got it there. He released it all, and they ran with it or whatever. And of course, I think later on is when they changed everything to where yeah, we didn't see nothing. It was a weather balloon.
And the video of the weather balloon that they had was such a horrible representation of what was said, what was found, and like how big it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if did you see the video about it? Like the on the kite that it's like some aluminum. There's like no way. I think the guy that really fucked himself with that was Ramey was his last name. Ramey. I don't know if that rings a bell to you.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, yeah, dude, it was such a bad, like, there's no way. I don't know how anyone would even believe that.
So even the base commanders and everybody that looked at the material said that it was unrecognizable to them. Like they had no idea what it is.
Yeah.
So it's the whole story is pretty crazy. And then when you start getting into lie detection and seeing that some of these people might be telling the truth. Now you got to remember again, some of these people are secondhand. They may have really been told this, but maybe it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just told the story.
Yeah. But a lot of it's true. And there are stories of it going all the way up to the president's desk at the time.
Yeah.
And Frank Kaufman, who was one of the base commanders, said it made it all the way up to President Eisenhower's desk. But that was proven to be false in the lie detector, which is weird because they contradict it later on by saying, I think Truman had come into office, and they contradicted it later on by saying that Truman sent the men in black basically down to.
He kind of looks like a guy that would.
Yeah.
He has that look to him. Like, oh, that guy's definitely keeping secrets.
Yes.
It's one of those. Like every time I see him like online or something, I'm like, okay, yeah. Or I saw him in the video.
Right.
Something I don't like about him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's the beady eyes.
I just don't know what it is. Like, isn't that something like how the US government now had to release everything? Not everything, obviously, but you think that would be like one of the ones that they would want to release? Let people know what really happened.
Yeah, well, that kind of leads me to think that maybe the stuff they're releasing now is just nonsensical stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a distraction. You know what I mean? It's a disinformation campaign. Like they've
all
done
over again
so many times. You know what I mean? If you know anything about UFOs, you've heard the name Bob Lazar, and I know you have. And
oh yeah,
like that guy was a king of misinformation.
Oh my God, was he?
Like that was, I think that was his job, was to fuck everybody up and make him. He made people think that he would. The one story that we talked about before was the guy that saw a flying saucer.
Oh man, there's a what's his name?
I forget the guy's name.
It's where the Secret Service guy became his best friend was feeding him
Yeah,
his
Bob
lines.
Lazar became like his best friend or whatever, and made it and like built him up. Like, and
Yeah.
they would break into his house and implant stuff on his computer to make him more believable than even he knows.
And
But
like even they went as far as setting up props in
yeah,
certain fields that he knows he flies
yep,
over in his little Cessna. Like,
yes,
holy shit, that's a fucking alien right there.
and it's crazy.
They
So,
made the guy go crazy.
well, they made it. They made everyone else think he was crazy
That too.
because
Yeah, yeah.
he was so convinced at this point
Mm-hmm.
that it's true. He's seen him and he has proof. So all of his family's like, "This you're fucking going crazy, guy."
Oh yeah.
So they like ended up locking him up. They ended up going into like an insane asylum or something for however long. Like they
Dude,
ruined the guy's life.
imagine being that person where
Right.
you saw something that was fucking true and you're like, okay, that's fucking alien right there.
Right.
And then they're fucking with you on everything else that's not an alien. So now everything you think is an alien. And I mean,
Right.
there is no, you can't be credible at that point. Like, to
Well,
himself, he is.
they make it impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they make it impossible to be credible
I would
because
love to go.
they make him so much, you know, make him believe it so much. It's crazy.
Dude, it's insane.
Crazy.
It's
But there's
insane.
so um so the crash site 2 was at Captain Mountain. That's where it was. And it was, I don't know how many miles away, whatever. And then there was a Dan Dyer, I think was the firefighter's name that
Yeah.
came out to inspect. And he was on scene when the military showed up. And they grabbed him and like told him, like threatened him, like, if you say anything about what you've seen here, they'll find your bones and fucking like it was crazy. Like they basically said, like, you're gonna die.
I would go right to town, but yeah, I'm not gonna tell him. I would literally tell everyone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just immediately have a shirt made.
Yeah.
Wear it.
I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna get it out there. Because if they're threatening you that much, I mean, they're probably gonna whack you anyways. It seems like.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
not whack you at the same time.
Right.
2 bullets in the head is a suicide. It's one of those situations.
So the two men, the men in black guys and so shortly after that, the president signed into the act like the National Security Act or something, which basically created the CIA. And that was like the first thing that the CIA ever did was to go and clean up Roswell. And the 2 men that were there, were the men in black or whatever, they were supposedly Secret Service, but more than likely CIA guys.
Yeah.
And they were there to just collect every ounce of proof and wipe everything clean like it never happened.
I wonder if they ever missed something there.
Well, there was a sergeant that goes and took pictures. Sergeant Benthal was a crash photographer. He would go and he would take pictures from it, and he was right from DC, right out of Anacostia. So the White House sent him down to take pictures of the site, and they told him, like, take pictures, but don't look at anything. And he's like, "What the fuck? How the fuck am I supposed to do that?" Like he would just point his camera at stuff, and they would move a sheet, and he would close his eyes, and they would tell him to take a picture. And he'd take the picture, and fucking like that's how he did it. Like legitimately, they held a flashlight over like alien bodies and said, "Okay, are you pointing your camera at it? Yeah, okay, then lift it up." You know what I mean? And it was fucking crazy the way they did it.
So weird, dude, on how they would do that and how would they like. I would have just been like, "You're batshit crazy, dude. Just see what you're seeing. Don't tell anyone." You know what I mean?
Now his daughter, I think they did an interview with her years later in life, and he basically told her, he was so distraught about what they did and how they would hide it that like it fucked him up. So he was like distraught about it for years. And his daughter they ran his daughter's video through the lie detector, and it proved that she was telling the truth. Like he was, obviously distraught about it. So it's fucking crazy, dude. Like
how far that the government would go.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like how the far our government would go. I wonder if like other governments would be like, you know what, we're gonna tell fucking everyone. This is the thing. It's just ours hides everything from us.
Well, it makes you think about, okay, well, what if something landed in China and they're super secret. No one would talk there. You know what I mean? Like that, maybe all these UFOs that we're seeing now are all shit from them that they found that crashed, in China. America can't be the only place UFOs crash. You know what I'm saying?
Or in movies, we're the only one that gets attacked.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And
right.
They put it that way for a reason.
Right.
So fucking weird if you think about it that way.
Yeah. So one of the so there's a lot of speculation about the men from the CIA ever really existing.
Yeah.
So they have video of Sergeant Robert Smith, who actually knew one of the men, and he told him he was sent from President Truman's office. And in the video, that was true. That was proved to be true.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fucking crazy.
In the end, it just shows a lot of people can't keep secrets.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Higher ups, it just
right.
They had to tell someone. You know what I mean?
Well, and the night of the crash, the sergeant that was there from the base that was collecting material to take back the initial crash.
Yeah.
He stopped by his house at 2 a.m., woke up his kid and showed him, all the stuff that he found. He was like, look at, the crazy metal and stuff. And he was like, oh, look at it. It's so cool, and like, he said, I did it because, it was a once in a lifetime thing. And he probably would have never seen it again.
Exactly.
So
lucky
I'm like,
kid.
yeah. Like, you can't tell nobody. I would have took one and fucking put it under my bed, but
dude, I would have buried it out in the backyard, man. That shit's mine.
Can't trust me with secrets, dog. That shit's coming out.
You got to think though, like if we got that kind of metal, I wonder if there's any way that they've ever recreated it. You know what I mean? If it's not from this earth, maybe not, but if they can figure out a way to create different elements together to make what that is, because they can pretty much figure out what anything is now. And they're like, you know what I mean? Unless they can't destroy it to get a sample, because they need to like burn it and put it down to dust to see what elements are in it. But
yeah, I don't know. You don't know what they have. Like, you don't know what's flying around now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like, so if all this is true, right, and an alien ship crashes in Roswell, this ship is far more advanced than anything we ever had.
Yeah,
even probably till this day. Especially back in 1947, we didn't have anything. We had balloons and crop dusters. Like, we didn't have any major aerial arsenal, But
not like that in that course. Yeah.
Oh, well, right. So that's what I mean. Like, think of how far advanced they would be to be able to fly here, check us out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1947 is probably nothing then.
And I just want to know, like, if that actually happened and there was multiple aliens, like, you would think that aliens would come back to look for them, because they'd have the technology to get here, and then they'd probably have the technology to find them if they crashed.
You would think so.
And I just want to know why it hasn't happened again.
I don't know. I want more. I want aliens.
I need to know more.
Just want aliens.
It's gonna happen one day. One day in the news, we're gonna be like, okay, here's the legit alien. We have one.
Well, you would think think that eventually they're gonna have to come out with it.
That, yeah, and it's only bad for us because of us as a species. We would probably destroy the alien to see what they're made of. You know what I mean? Well, instead of being peaceful, claiming that we're peaceful, they're gonna fucking kill them.
Right. Well, that's what we would do, because
they need to see.
That's what Americans do. We just blow shit up,
and that's it.
So there was a mortician that worked with the military and on Roswell.
Yeah.
Glenn Dennis, and he's recorded a video saying that he was asked to procure 4 small childlike coffins that were hermetically sealed or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I can get him or whatever. And I guess, I don't know, there's something special about him. So he was on video and asked if that ever happened, and he was shown to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
So they really, well, according to the test,
sealed, as in maybe would they do it in a way where they wouldn't like turn into skeletons? You know what I mean? Would they be preserved? They'd have to be preserved. Never
You would
had them
think so.
before.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so. Well, according to them, they did autopsies on them and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is, if they've cut them up into little bitty pieces, who knows?
I'm just wondering about the one that was.
But why would you put them in a coffin? Like, what are you gonna do? Bury them? No, you're gonna keep them, and you know what I mean. Like, run tests on them and everything else. So that was weird.
I'm just wondering about the one alien that appeared to be fine. That there was no problems.
Well,
They're still torturing them to this day.
That was the part where he was alive turned out to be not true.
Oh, okay.
So Glenn Davis he's the one that claims to have gotten onto the base, and you probably heard the story before, and was walking around the base and saw them doing the autopsy.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, he said he got on the base because he had an injured airman that he was taken back to the base, because immediately after all this happens, the base shuts down. They lock everything down. You can't get in, you can't get out. Even if you have special clearances, you can't get in, you can't get out without somebody, higher up.
Yeah.
Signing off.
A part of that.
Right. So he gets on a base somehow. And during his interview, they asked, he says that he had an injured airman or whatever. Well, that turned out to be false. He didn't have an injured airman. They believe that he was dating one of the nurses that were on the base, and somehow that's how he got on the base. So, and he's a mortician, so he would have reason to go onto the base, with people that are dying and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So he claims that he saw wreckage in the back of an ambulance from the crash site, which turned out to be true. Somehow he slips into hangar 84, which is like the secured hangar on the base.
Yeah.
Somehow he gets into that thing. Said he run into a nurse and she's like, "You gotta get out of here. They'll, do horrible things to you if they find you, super secret, whatever." That turned out to be true. Then he said that he saw a bunch of material laid out on the floor as they were examining it, which turned out to be true from what he says.
Yeah.
So, if this lie detector thing works, there's a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of shady shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Right. Like that's.
And I wouldn't put it past our government to do that shit.
No, I have an inherent distrust for government anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they obviously weren't. They had their arm pulled behind their back. That's the only reason why they told us about the shit. You know what I mean? About there's some shit that's real that we don't know.
Well, certain things they can't hide anymore just because of
social media,
technology. You know what I mean? Like
we're advancing just with them.
Yeah, like eventually they're going to have to figure out new ways to be shady.
Yeah, because everything gets leaked now these days. And
right.
Hackers, so there's really no way to hide everything.
Jesus, they threw my whole desk apart. What the hell?
Oh my! I just see your microphone fall down. The whole computer. You're backwards.
Feet are in the air.
The police.
I don't have my life alert bracelet.
Yep. Keep mine around the neck. You know what I mean? Never fails me.
Hey, you know it's illegal to fart in Florida after 6 p.m.?
Yeah, you did tell us that one last time. Yes. Yep. In public.
In public.
At my house, I can do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. My house, I shit if I want to.
But
it's illegal to lean a bike on a cemetery's tree.
That's a little weird.
And it's illegal to skateboard without a license.
That's extremely weird. In what state?
Florida.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we do weird shit. We don't just skateboard. We'll strap a jet engine to the back.
I'm gonna go to the DMV. Like, I need a license for a skateboard.
Where do you get a license to skateboard?
You're not tricking me this time.
Oh, this one's really gonna fuck you up. It's sad for you because I feel bad for you. Men can't publicly wear a strapless gown.
Oh man,
I know how that's your thing.
And these are all Florida.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I'm moving. First off,
we're doing this podcast from a different location.
Yep. Dude, you know how cool it would be to go to the night, like they have the Roswell UFO festivals.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I want to go. I want to go to that, and I want to go to the Flat Earth conference that they have in South Carolina.
Oh, it would be so hard to keep my mouth shut.
I know. But I just want to see the people that show up, and I want to see and I want to hear what they say and how they, you know what I mean? Like I want to hear their explanations for things. And
yeah,
like,
I would too.
is it all just, is it all just what the people on YouTube say? You know what I mean? Like,
or does it go even further than that?
yeah, like
How
what do these
crazy are
people
they?
think? Right, exactly.
The one thing I don't like, for some reason, all flat earthers don't believe that the dinosaurs exist. Pretty much.
Right.
I'm sorry, they did exist. You know what I mean? Just because it's not in there, it's not going to be perfect. We have a representation of what they could look like.
How you know, bro? You weren't there.
Man, you are the biggest flat earther I think I know. Everyone listening to this podcast or watching, Ian is a flat earther. He has gone down
that has not been proven.
Coming back. He's not coming back.
How dare you? That has not been proven.
I mean, the things he does during the day. I mean, it's just, it shows. It shows.
Listen, I might be a little different, but
it's all right. I mean, I can't say anything on this that will get me banned. So, he knows what I'm thinking though.
I know what I gotta say. I just don't know if I can say it.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Unmarried women parachuting on Sundays risk jail time.
You just see them waiting down there, a bunch of cops. They're just waiting for him. Here's coming.
Come on, sweetheart, I'll catch you.
Oh my god.
Right in the handcuffs. How is that even possible? What? Hold on, I gotta see where this is from.
They're all a lie.
It just doesn't make sense. Apparently, they're all in the books. I don't know.
I just really hope one day we get the actual story from Roswell.
Oh, we're still talking about that?
It's kind of his podcast about that.
Oh, sorry. It's very confusing.
Oh, but did you see where it came from? Well, now you have me interested.
It just says Florida Smart. I don't know what that means. It looks like it's a legit website.
Yeah.
Was that a cat?
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. So loud.
Call him Mr. Miyagi.
Is he waxing on?
Hey buddy.
Is he waxing
his
off?
Name's
you know what I'm saying?
His name's Midnight. He's my favorite animal on earth. Yep. He is.
Women
he
who
is
fall
so
asleep.
loyal to me.
That cat hates you.
No, man. This cat loves me. Come here, buddy.
Cats hate everyone.
My cat is obsessed with me. It's because I treat him like a king. Just
Jesus, he's got huge eyes.
He's a great cat.
All I see is eyes.
He's a great cat.
Poor cat.
Midnight. He's a good one. He's like a human.
Mm-hmm.
See him eating at the dinner table at night. I'm like, what are you doing with my food? In the morning, he's
just cutting his just cutting his steak up with his paw and shit. Yep. Don't mind me, bro. I'm just eating.
That motherfucker will take a whole steak and run. He knows what's up. I mean, if he can get away with it, I'll let him.
I just want to see you two fighting over a steak because
we'll share the steak. That's the thing.
I'll cut him. Fine. I'll give him a piece. Cool.
I'll cut him a little piece. I'll take a piece.
Little for you, little for me.
Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, so you just jumped up in my lap. He never does that. He knows he's going to be on the podcast, right, buddy?
Jesus, be somebody.
Hey, buddy. He's a good cat.
Welcome to Animal Planet.
Yep.
Oh God.
But I really do hope they do release more and more of the next couple years, just to give us something about Roswell that's new that we don't know.
I think they'll have to.
You would think
Roswell. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta finish watching the rest of it to see what.
Oh, I thought you finished it.
No.
Oh, there's some things I was talking about that then you haven't seen then.
Yeah, thanks for ruining it for me, bro.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm halfway through it.
Are you really? Okay.
That's why I said we gotta do another.
There's only 6 episodes, I believe, right? 6 or 7.
6, I think.
Yeah. You're probably on episode 2, you motherfucker.
I'm 8 minutes into the first episode. That's all I got, bro. That's enough for a podcast, right?
Oh yeah. It was definitely a good one. I like that show. Did you ever get a chance to watch? Have you ever seen Expedition Unknown?
Yes.
Did you watch the Alien one with all the stuff that they were leaking out, like the government was showing us now?
No, I don't think so.
Dude, it is okay. This has to be the next documentary we have to watch and talk about. The guy from Expedition Unknown does his own segment that's like almost like an hour and a half long of all the stuff the government released. And so he puts it in order and like in order so you have an idea what wasn't told over the years and all that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Expedition Unknown UFO Project, I think, or something like that.
Right.
Definitely take a watch, dude. You'll like that one a lot. I think that'll be one of your favorite ones to watch. So you need to get up on that.
Get up on it.
But
get up on it.
I wish we had more information about Roswell. Because it's upsetting knowing like all those things that people said. If that's fucking true, that's fucking insane. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the point, man. Like now they're doing all this lie detector stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if that's true, dude, it's fucking crazy.
I want them to get audio or video of the people that are in the government talking. You know what I mean? The ones that fucking are hiding it.
Well, the problem is that everybody signs these fucking non-disclosure things, so no one can talk about anything until they retire, or 20 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's so hard to get information out, and that's why all the information comes out so slow, because you have to wait for these people to retire and stuff. Obviously, you can't release information while you're still working for the government because you won't work
under
for the
contract
anymore, right? And you'll probably be in prison. But
do you think there'd be a guy that's just saying, you know what, it's fucking worth it, I'll lose my job?
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure there are, but
unless they're worried about dying.
But then they probably kill him or something. Like,
yeah, it's bad that we have to think that way, but it's totally possible.
If you're a government and you're that into keeping it quiet,
Yeah. Hopefully, just one day in Washington D.C., going to the museums, there's going to be a Roswell one where we could just see everything. Imagine like 10 years, 20 years.
Well, they still got to have everything. Like if it exists, they still have to destroy it. Yeah. Right. So they still have everything. So maybe they need to put it up on display. And let me see.
You think they'd be trying to reverse engineer shit?
I tell you what, if you fly me into Roswell, I'll take a look at it and I'll let you know it's there.
Dude, I want to go there so bad.
That'd be dope.
Just to say, this is the spot right here where there was a fucking alien.
Yep.
And this is like one of the stories, I believe, hands down, that there was an alien ship right there.
Well, it's like Area 51, man. They're so like they fly people into Area 51 every day. Like
for their job.
For their job, they fly them in and stuff, and they all have like non-disclosure things signed and everything. Like you can't talk about shit.
And I wonder if like the spouses and girlfriends and you know what I mean, all of them, do they even know that's where they're going for their real job?
I saw a show on it, and there are people that like, I can't even tell my wife where I work. Like they lie to their wives and be like,
I'm a businessman in the city.
Yeah,
and they fly out to fucking Area 51.
Right. She has no idea where they work, where he works or anything.
Little do they know they're just punching aliens over and over again to try to get answers. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Where's the brass knuckles?
They're just punching aliens.
That one's still alive today. I can see it.
Oh my god.
I can see it. We want answers, even though you don't speak English.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
And you gotta think, what kind of language do they speak? It'd be weird. If you think about it. They don't. I bet you any money they don't speak English.
With the aliens?
Yeah, unless they pick up very, very fast and very.
Well,
smart.
the one thing they said was some of the material that they found in the in the craft, some of the debris, there were like hieroglyphics on it.
Okay,
just symbols and stuff.
I remember hearing that, and seeing that actually.
But a lot of people that talk about close encounters with alien spaceships talk about
symbols.
They talk about symbols and stuff like that.
It's like the Egyptians,
right?
All their fucking symbols.
Well, they go back into these ruins and stuff, and they go to find these 1,000-year-old symbols and stuff, and there's spaceships on them and aliens on them.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything
dude.
else. Like, who knows, man? Who knows what's
What
really
actually was
going
there
on?
at that time? You know,
Right.
no one knows to this day on how they got the pyramids up. You
And
know what I mean?
like, what were those people thinking? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, they're just minding their own business, sharpening their stick or whatever, getting ready to go hunt a fucking buffalo, and an alien they see some alien ship just come cruising through. Like,
Yeah.
that guy shit his pants, because
Oh yeah, dude.
who knows?
And they have that shit up on fucking walls that are thousands of years old of like astronauts, like that look like astronauts or aliens.
Right? Yeah.
Not of this world, and they have those up there. So
Right.
obviously someone saw something.
Right.
And people to this day still try to figure out how they actually got those bricks, huge, like they're 2-ton bricks for the pyramids.
Right.
How did they get people to lift those? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Story by story by story. Had it been something we're just missing.
Well, if you listen to the flat Earth guy, David Weiss, he talks about a great flood, like the mud
You need.
floods. That I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying that's what he says.
I swear.
I
There's
don't know.
something wrong with you, boy.
I don't know why you're mad at me, bro. I'm just relaying the information. You do what you want with it. I'm
Hell
just
no.
giving you the information.
I'm not saying I hate David Weiss. I like him as a person, as in, well, we didn't get to really say much, but it's just the things are too far-fetched in a little way, where it's like, dude, if you can't believe in our own, like what people believe in every day, but you're gonna believe this crazy ass shit. Sorry, but I have my own opinion about it.
Well, okay,
all respect to David Weiss. There's just some things that are just,
the government lies to you about shit, right?
that's a
Like
fucking given.
that's a given.
Yeah.
And understandably so. There's some things that they have to keep secret for
For reasons.
a lot of reasons. And you remember, in the end of the 40s, the Cold War was starting to roll pretty good. So
Yeah.
there were all kinds of Russian spies here, and all kinds of people that were looking to get any kind of information that they possibly could.
Yeah.
Right. So they got to lie to you. And then, in turn, they have to keep the lie up. And then, 50 years later, they're still lying to you.
This is very true. And they're going to hold that lie. Wonder for how long.
I think the next generation of people
is where we're going to start to get answers.
Yeah. I think that's where you start getting answers. I
And
think all
I'm
the
hoping
people
that too.
I think all the people, because there's still people alive now that were involved in that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think once those people have died off, I think the next generation, like our generation, will be more apt to look into shit
and accepting what actually happened.
Yeah. And more open-minded about stuff. And, as time goes on, more people believe in aliens, more people believe in all this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Because all the videos are coming out or whatever. Like, I think it'll just start coming out more and more,
it just seems like that. Just seems like the people that are in like the House and like the White House, all the ones that are like just old as shit. You know what I mean? They're never gonna leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're never gonna leave.
There's some old fuckers there.
Yeah. Every one of them, you can see about 20 years, they all have IV bags, just keeping them alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're in the old ways and not the new ways. So they're
well, that's why people talk about, they talk about like term limits and stuff, because they think that's what's going to move us forward, is to get rid of the old guard and, have a fresh installment of new blood every couple years. And
that's the way
then you don't have a reason to hide stuff, right? If you're if you're in office for 4 years and that's all you got, you want to figure out what all you can, and you want to make your difference. And how you're going to make your difference is to come out and tell people things that no one else, already told them.
We don't need to hide anything anymore.
Right.
If we're all going to work as a fucking nation, we might as well fucking know everything.
Exactly. And the next generation, I think, will be the generation that once they come into power, and, they'll start being more apt to put some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
But all the people that were alive back then, and that were running this stuff, that did all this stuff, a lot of those people are still alive.
Yeah.
They're old, but
and they were setting their ways to keep their secrets about these stupid ass things that people should know about.
Right.
if it's gonna, it might not affect us, but I mean, you never know.
And if it's national security, that's obviously one reason to keep a secret, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's so hard, even national security wise now. I think if what we're seeing in the skies really are UFOs, or really aren't UFOs, they're from other nations or whatever.
Yeah.
Or even if they are UFOs,
yeah,
it's happening in other nations too, so they know it's out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not just visiting here.
No,
look
dude.
at Australia. Australia it's a super big hotspot for UFO activity and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and I saw a video about one in Papua New Guinea too. That these spaceships kept coming back like really close, like 300 feet, 400 feet above these people.
Right.
Just blinding lights, and it was like in all these random villages, and they would leave, and then they come back the next day, and just it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
So like, you need to stop hiding the secrets. You know what I mean?
I just want an alien to land outside my house.
You would.
And bring me stuff.
Take me now. I've been waiting for this moment. I can see it.
I got one question for you. The Earth, is it flat?
Yeah. You would. That is all you want to know. Hey, you son of a bitch.
They're gonna be like, no, we come from the extra territory. It's outside the dome.
Oh yeah, they would. It's all water out there. Watch out.
No, it's ice out there, bro. You don't listen to nothing. It's the ice wall.
I'm talking about outside of that.
Oh, outside the dome, yeah, it's water up there, supposedly.
What supposedly?
All right, that's where you lose me on the flat Earth thing. Is
what about the souls? What about the souls?
Yeah, that's ridiculous too. But again, that's water up there. Like what are we gonna fish tank? Like what?
Yeah, that's not possible. It's not.
Out of all the things wrong with flat Earth, that's what bothers me.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. But the only things we got a flat
main
Earth
thing.
Here. We're making a shirt of that. We're making a shirt.
Oh, we're totally doing it.
I just want to piss off people. It'd be funny.
And I'm wearing it. I don't care.
I would wear it too. I would wear it.
I'm gonna wear it to FlatCon or whatever it is in South Carolina when they do their.
It'd be fun to go to that just to get for an educational purpose.
I would love to go there and interview people.
Yeah,
it would be fucking amazing. It would be the coolest thing.
I definitely would like to go there and see what it's all about.
So when you get there and you start interviewing them, do you fuck with them or do you just like, you know what I mean? Like, do you do the Howard Stern?
They're the kind of people like, get out.
Yeah,
they would. That's all they would probably say. You know what I mean? I don't think they would. I don't think they want Globers there.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean.
Oh no, I know.
We don't like your kind.
No, actually, I think they encourage Globers to be there. So
they want to prove them wrong. They want to prove. They got to be there to prove them wrong, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Doing it.
You bring like a beach ball that looks like a globe, but I bring frisbees and I start throwing them that are flat. They're hitting people. Oh man.
There's a lot of people playing Phasmophobia on Twitch right now.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Dude, we haven't played that game. I'd play that game, and I played that game multiple times without even VR, just on my computer.
I can't do it. I gotta be in VR.
We should make that a thing to fucking play some VR this week. I really want to. My dogs are freaking out.
They're probably chasing your cat.
My cat's right next to me. Loyal. What's up, buddy?
Everywhere I go, that cat follows me.
Yep. But
when they find you dead, the cat's gonna be eating your face.
Probably. And the thing is, I would allow it. He needs to
walk in and be like, "What are you doing, kitty?" You can be like, "None. What are you doing?"
He needs to survive. I don't understand.
They say when they find people dead in their house, their cats like eat them.
I could see it. They need food.
That's gross.
They need food. That's really disgusting.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But I say we definitely make some time for some Phasmophobia or something this week. I definitely want to play it.
Yeah.
I missed that game. I just want to see what kind of updates they have and if they've updated any of the ghosts.
I know they had done some updates the last time we played.
I definitely want to do that. Some updates to looks like Venom 2 got pushed back till next year.
I saw a thing that said that, and then another thing that said it didn't. It was still scheduled for October.
I've read more now than not that it's being pushed to 2022.
There was an article saying that it was being pushed, and then it said that it truly wasn't being pushed. It was still scheduled for October release.
Oh, was it the one that said it was going to be released 5 days later? Or no? What was that?
I don't know.
There was something that said that. Also really looking forward to Dune coming out. Dune's going to be a great movie.
Dune's going to be dope.
It looks awesome. They got really, really good actors and actresses. What's that one show that's coming out that's a Marvel show with Angelina Jolie's in it too? It's that one that I showed you. It's like futuristic and they come back and they look like they're all wearing armor and shit.
Oh, Eternals, I think.
Eternals, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that show looks so fucking good. I can't wait for that and fucking Shang-Chi.
That's going to be good. That looks really good. Every time I see that trailer, I get more and more excited about it.
Oh, yeah. And that movie comes out September 2nd or 3rd. So it's next week.
Yeah. Next week.
I think it's Friday it comes out, actually.
Yeah.
No, not even. It's the 29th today.
Yeah. And we did pretty good all day. And then bam.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I did pretty good. I was on a roll, not thinking about yawning. And half the time I'd just hold my breath and be like, I'm about to yawn. Don't you? I'm just joking. But I did hold myself up. Not yawn as much. But we definitely have to look more into, I mean, I need to find some random interviews online about Roswell and talk about that in a different podcast with aliens, but we got to watch that Expedition Unknown UFO case files. Great one to talk about because there's so much, and it's about current shit that the government released, which everyone kind of knew already, but it'd be fun to talk about.
I can't wait to release it. The Earth's flat.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. You look like one of those psychos, bro. Just I
don't know why I'm so intrigued by that people think that. Like, it's just I don't know.
It's just something about it. I mean,
it's so fascinating to me the way people.
I believe what I believe. You know what I mean?
It just fascinates me the way people's minds work. Like,
I think they need it to be different just so they can believe in something like that. When no one knows, when the majority of people down on Earth don't know until
right. I think, I think they're just trying to be different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they have to be. Like, it gives them a voice.
I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with the globe behind me. All right. That's how it looks. That's
nice cartoon, bro.
Yeah, he fucking would say something like that. It's all right. It's all right. I'll leave it to this.
Nice.
This is what matters.
Nice.
But
where the hell is it at? Oh, I can't find it.
What one are you looking for? The hat, the robbery one, or oh, there you go. Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
I'll never forget that quote. I will never forget that. Every time I see those glasses, that's all I think about. It's David Weiss mocking me.
Oh god, that was fucking great.
Well, the thing is, oh, you moved the camera angle.
How do I do that?
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know what's happening.
There you go.
I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man.
All right, now,
but it's funny that like he mocked me in that situation, but yet wouldn't answer the question. He wouldn't answer the question.
He mocked you.
He mocked me. He tried to make it funny where he didn't have to answer it.
Right.
Because of what I was doing is I was looking up harder questions for people to answer, flat earthers to answer. And that was one of them. That looks about right. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Some of the ones that I didn't see.
All right, I'm done. Done.
All righty. I mean, we've been podcasting for over an hour now, so we can leave that one off as a topic that we're going to bring up again on the next podcast. Another just more stuff about Roswell and aliens in general.
Yeah.
For some reason, this is like one of my favorite things to talk about is aliens and conspiracies.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite. That and Skinwalker Ranch.
Dude, I would love to get back on that.
I want to do
new episodes.
Yes, I want to do another one on Skinwalker Ranch.
Dude, I'm so down to do that.
That place is so intriguing to me. If I could go to one place and do like paranormal investigation, it would be there.
Yes,
would
because
be
it'd
there.
be freaky as hell. And
Right.
surprisingly, we got a guest request from Taylor, wanted us to do Mothman. So I think we're gonna have to do that
I
one
mean, I'm
because
down. I'm down.
um
Is he coming on to do it with us
long
or
time listener.
long time
And
listener?
no, I think we'll just do it, and I'll have to send it to him, just make sure he watches it.
All right. Well, we're gonna do a Mothman one
I would love to do one just
coming
because
at
to
you.
see how funny the stories actually are, and like,
You know
I mean,
what? I'm
people
gonna do
actually
it.
believe that shit.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna look into it.
I wouldn't mind doing it just because it's crazy, the story itself.
Doing it.
But
Mothman coming at you.
oh yeah, but appreciate everyone stopping by for the Nerd Informer podcast on aliens. We're gonna do another one on aliens again. But check us out on YouTube at the Nerd Informers. You can find us. There's links that I post in our channel for Spotify and iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. So you can always find us out there, or check us out on Facebook at the Nerd Informer. And you can find everything there and keep up with us. And we always post stuff every day. So you guys have a great one. Have a good one, Ian Flat Earther.
Later.
You guys have a good one.
You don't know it's not flat.
You son of a bitch.